Hello, I am Soyansu. In this chapter we will learn about fertilizers and manure. What is the difference between fertilizers and manure? People discuss about fertilizers and manure. What is important? So we will learn about it in this chapter. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are man-made chemical which contain specific nutrient. They are made in factories. They do not contain any amount of humus. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonia, phosphate, superphosphate, NPK. That NPK contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So fertilizers are man-made product. They are chemically made in factories, so they have to transport. There is a transport agency that transport fertilizers. So advantages of fertilizers are: the use of fertilizers has helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy, and maize. So paddy example is rice. So fertilizer contain minerals which helps plant to grow. Remember, it contains nutrients but no humus. So this is also an advantage. Disadvantage: but excessive use of fertilizers has made the soil less fertile. That means that soil becomes less fertile, which also do not help plants to grow. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. Therefore, in order to maintain the fertility of the soil, we have to substitute fertilizers by organic manure or leave the field uncultivated for 1 year between two crops. So, uh, our fertilizers, excessive use of fertilizer has made soil less fertile, which is a disadvantage, of course. And fertilizer also cause water pollution. How? When fertilizers go into the water channel or in the underground water somehow goes to rivers, lakes, and ponds. Okay, so this makes the water pollute. Okay, this makes the water pollute, which is not good for fishes and aquatic life, and us also, because we drink water. Manure. Manure is the organic substance to replenish soil nutrients. It also provides humus to the soil. It can be made by composting and vermicomposting. It can be made on the farm itself. It is safe to the environment. It contains less nutrient but more humus. So it has humus. So we can classify manure and fertilizers as: fertilizers have nutrients and manure has humus. So this is the difference between both of them. So manure is organic substance. It can be made in a farm. So manure is an organic substance, means it is not a man-made thing. Okay, so it can be made by composting and vermicomposting. I will tell composting, vermicomposting later in the next video. So we do not worry about this. We will learn about this in next video. So manure is good for nature also, because it do not affect nature. Advantages of manure are many, but there are some advantages here. The use of manure improves soil texture as well as its water retaining capacity. It replenishes the soil with all the nutrients. Okay, because it do not have a specific nutrient like fertilizer. Fertilizer has a specific nutrient, but in a good amount of quantity. But manure has many nutrients and manure. It can be made on the farm itself. It is safe to the environment. It can be made in farm itself. That is a good advantage, because we do not need to transport here. So extra money is reduced. The transport money is reduced. So this helps farmer to use manure with less cost. Disadvantages: manure are bulky with low nutrient content, because we know that many nutrients are in manure. So they are in small quantity. they are in small quantity because there are many nutrients, because that's why they are in small quantity. But humus is more. They are inconvenient to store, handle, and transport. They are not rich. They are not nutrient rich. So humus has disadvantages also. They are bulky with low nutrient content. Okay. So for manure can be made at home also. Take some like food waste and some organic waste and put and use composting. So I will tell composting and vermicomposting later. So let's go ahead. So what is the difference between fertilizers and manure? This is the main question of this chapter. What is the difference between fertilizers and manure? Fertilizer is an organic salt. A fertilizer is prepared in the factories. Fertilizer do not provide humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste, and plant residues. Manure can be prepared in the fields. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Manure is relatively less rich in nutrients. It has nutrients, but it is less rich in nutrients. So fertilizer is mainly an organic salt. Okay, so fertilizer is organic salt and manure. Difference between fertilizer is that fertilizer is an organic salt, manure is a natural substance obtained by decomposition of cattle dung, human waste, and plant residues. Fertilizers is prepared in factories. It is also a difference between manure and fertilizers. That fertilizers are made in factories and manures are made in the farm itself. It can be made in the factories in other places also, but it can also be made in fields. That is a good thing about, because it less the money of transport. Fertilizer do not provide humus to the soil, but manure provide humus to the soil. It is also a difference between them, because fertilizer do not provide humus, but manure provide humus. Like this, fertilizer provide nutrients, but manure provide less nutrients. So this is the main difference about fertilizer and manure. There are many more differences. Okay, like fertilizer are man-made, synthetic, you can say synthetic or man-made, but manure is not man-made, it is natural. So this is all the differences about fertilizer and manure. So I have a main question of this content. What are fertilizers and manure are covered in this chapter. What is the difference between fertilizer and manure? This is also covered in this chapter. The main question was, what is the difference between fertilizer and manure? So this is the difference about fertilizer and manure. You can note it down or learn it. And thanks to watch. Let's meet in the next chapter. Thanks.